We are live.
All right, thank you. Once again, good evening, everyone. I'm Thomas John. I'm a senior counselor and growth manager with iDream Career. Welcome to another edition of the monthly college admissions update. We do this every 20th of every month at about 6 p.m. You can click on subscribe to the iDream Career channel to get regular updates as to when are the next webinars actually scheduled. The purpose of this webinar is to be able to give you updates from colleges. What are the admission timelines? What are the admissions that have closed? What are the applications that are still open? To give you that update, and we also have another guest speaker with us, Preetha ma'am. I will introduce Preetha ma'am as soon as my part of the session is done. Uh, and the objective of her being here is to talk to you all about how to handle exam stress. I understand that the delay in exams has not reduced the stress; it actually increases, the anticipation a little more, and thereby the stress as well. Like we always do, we have one topic, and of course, compile that with the various college application updates for that month. So the last time that we did this session was on January 20th, and I wanted to give you not only the updates from January 20th to Feb 20th, but also to tell you about the previous ones that have been closed and open. So without any further ado, the first application that I would like to get your focus to was for engineering. Comet K for Karnataka has opened up on 7th of February. They haven't mentioned yet as to when the applications would close. So all of you are looking at engineering for Comet K. Through Comet K, you can start your application processes right now. NLU Delhi has opened up the law applications through ILET. It opened on the 23rd of Jan and it will close on the 20th of May. The entrance exam is planned for the 20th of June. Alternatively, you have CLAT and LSAT as well that are still open. I'll talk to you about the dates for CLAT and LSAT in the subsequent slides. For Hindustan Institute of Technology and Science, they have an entrance exam called HITS EEE. It's in Chennai, and they have specializations in aeronautical, mechanical, building, computing, and electrical engineering. The applications close on the 10th of April, and the entrance exams are planned between 28th of April and 2nd of May. DJ Academy in Coimbatore are starting the application, have already started the application, in fact, in December. They plan to close the application on the 30th of April, uh, post which they will be sharing dates on when their exam plus interview process is supposed to happen. At AIST FDDI, which does courses in design for footwear, for fashion, for leather and accessories, and also a BBA program in Chandigarh for retail and fashion merchandise. They have various locations across the country, ranging from Noida, Rohtak, Chandigarh, Jodhpur, Guna, Chindwara, Hyderabad, Patna, Kolkata, Chennai, Fursadganj, and Ankleshwar. The applications have opened early this month on the 1st of February and they will close on the 15th of June. They plan their entrance exams to be on the 4th of July. Going back to January's updates, HSEE for IIT Madras, which is a humanities course, it is an integrated program for bachelor's and master's together. It is for students who come from any stream. They don't have a eligibility criteria for only science students. So this is one course that you can do at IITs from any stream possible. It's a BA and MA integrated program. The applications are planned to close on the 15th of March, meaning which before I come for the next session on the 20th of March, the HSEE application will already close by then. So all of you humanities students who are planning to look at a BA and MA integrated program, uh, please go ahead and apply as soon as possible. 13th of June is when they plan the entrance exams. At Manipal, BBA Communication and Design at locations in Karnataka, Rajasthan, Dubai, and Malaysia. The applications again will close on the 15th of March. The entrance test, which is called MET, the details have not been announced yet. For Ashoka University, uh, for the liberal arts program at Sonipat, round 3 and round 4 applications are still open. Round 1 and 2 have been closed. Round 3 will close on the 7th of April. And round 4, the application will close on the 23rd of May. The entrance exams for round 2 have already been completed, which was on 24th of January. Round 3 is supposed to happen on the 18th of April, and round 4 is supposed to happen on the 20th of May. At Flame University in Pune, for the liberal arts program. For the cycles 2, 3, and 4, of course, cycle 2, 15th of February, it's already closed. Cycle 3 and 4, which is 15th of March for cycle 3, 19th of April for cycle 4, the applications are still open, and the entire admissions process at Flame is online. For sports management at Bombay, at IISM, round 1 and round 2 were between 13th of January and 14th of Feb, so it's already closed out. Like I said, CLAT, the applications are still open and they will close on the 31st of March. The entrance exam is planned on the 13th of June. So, people who are looking at applying for HSEE and for CLAT, you will have to figure out what type of how do you plan your day that day. At Christ University, again, the various applications had opened on the 8th of December. The application will close on the 22nd of April, and the entrance exam is planned between 1st and 2nd of May. Uh, for Christ Engineering and Architecture as well, uh, 3rd and 8th Jan was when the applications have had opened. The application will close on the 31st of May, and they haven't mentioned yet the entrance exam timelines yet. If you're looking at IICD for design at Rajasthan, uh, the applications close on the 21st of April and the entrance exam is planned on the 7th of May. At Shiv Nadar, for engineering and pure sciences at Greater Noida, the application will close on the 31st of March through JEE. And the entrance exam for people who have missed JEE or are looking at SNU SAT, which is their own entrance test, it is going to be conducted on the 2nd of April. For Lovely Professional University, Engineering and Hotel Management, the applications closed on the 26th of February, and the LPU Nest exams were planned between 27th of Feb and March 6th. So any of you looking at these courses at the LPU, please do apply as of right now because you have 6 days more. Uh, Again, from the December update, engineering for JEE applications have already closed on the 16th of Jan. And the first session of the exam is going to happen between 23rd and 26th of February, the second on between 15th and 18th of March, third session between 27th and 30th of April, and fourth session between May 24th and 28th. VIT Vellore, the applications had opened on the 30th of November, and the applications will close on 30th of March. Last year, they had cancelled their entrance test for engineering, and they were only looking at the class 12 marks. This year, they plan to have it between the second and third week of April, which is tentative. NIFT, the applications have already closed. NID as well, they had extended it. If I look at the extension, it was actually supposed to be on the 17th of February. So they had extended quite a bit for the NID entrance test. Coming back, SRM University, the application is still open to the 31st of March. MITID in Pune, which is for design, 28th of February, which is the end of this month, is when the application will close down, and the design aptitude test is planned to be conducted on the 14th of April. At KIIT, which is Kalinga Institute of Industrial Technology in Bhubaneswar, Orissa, the applications close on the 31st of March, and the entrance test is planned between 14th and 23rd of April. Jain University, the applications are ongoing always, and they had opened sometime in December. LSAT is open till the 20th of April. The entrance test is planned as of right now on the 10th of May. NID I've already mentioned. The Design Village at Noida, or known as the TDV, they have courses in graphic, product, space and interior design, interaction design, fashion and textile, transportation and mobility. The applications closing dates have not been announced yet. Flame I've already mentioned. Azim Premji, the applications have already closed for the BSc B.Ed integrated degree. And Kriya University, the round 2 applications have already closed, but round 3 is open till the 6th of April. And the entrance test has not been announced yet. So having said that, if there are any questions that you have about any of the application dates, and if you feel that you're kind of confused between what to apply for, what makes more sense to you, what kind of course to go for, if you feel that you want to go for a counseling session as well, I would request you to go to the idreamcareer.com website, and log into that page, one of our team members will be able to assist you, and you can schedule a session with that as well. I have Preetha ma'am with me right now, who's a senior counselor and a mentor. She is a veteran in psychology as well, and she would be sharing some tips with all of you on how to handle exam stress. Preetha ma'am, thank you very much for taking out the time to do this. I hope you can hear me.
Yes, yes, I can.
Great. So, ma'am, thank you very much again, and over to you.
Okay, thanks, John. Good evening to you. Good evening, all of you. I am hoping that we have a lot of children with their parents sitting around, and with, as John mentioned, exams, expecting in a particular deadline and then getting extended. There is an uncertainty and a stress related to it. So how do we work through it? How do we, we cannot avoid them. We need to uh, face them. We need to, fight it. So yes, to some extent stress is good. So if you are talking about words like fear, anxiety, pressure, uh, stress, all this we use synonymously, but there is some amount of difference between them. So yes, if all these are there to an optimal level, the productivity is going to be very, very good. It is going to be very effective. Now, a fear means you have some amount of fear about the upcoming exam, the pre-board results, the board results, so you work towards it. But if it is so much so that you're not able to work towards it, then it is, converting to a different level where um, expert suggestions or advices would be highly, recommended. Now comes the word stress. So stress is something that is building up on you. So everyone, again, as I said, has a tolerance level, and every child's tolerance level is different. So is every parent's tolerance level. So exam stress not only affects the children but also the parents equally. So this stress which builds up on you, this anxiety which builds up on you, anxiety is mostly related to something which, it is mostly thinking. You're thinking up, cooking up things, and then it affects your uh, to a, if you okay, let me just take an example of a pressure cooker. So your mama is cooking early in the morning, and you have dal inside that. First pressure, second pressure, third pressure. So if there is something stuck, then it will not blow the whistle. It will keep on making a particular noise. Okay, so that is, it is penting up within the pressure cooker. Okay, now all these are showcased in some form or other. They, our body has this ability to indicate us if we are not aware, or if parents are not aware that my child is going through high amount of stress. How will you identify? So might be the child does not get up. Okay, might be the child says, it could be both physical as well as behavioral kind of symptoms. Physical symptoms as in headaches, body aches, stomach aches, vomiting, or even giddiness for that matter. Okay, whereas mental symptoms or behavioral symptoms are high amount of irritability. In physical symptoms, you could also see overeating or lack of appetite completely. Both these cases can be there, and then lack of sleep. Just to add, just in this afternoon, I don't know how many of you have heard about a personality called Palki Sharma Upadhyay. She is the chief news editor for the channel, news channel Beyond. The World is One. So she has this prime time news she handles, and she was speaking about sleep pattern of the world. So ideally, a person requires 7.5 hours of sleep. Even if you compromise, 6.5 hours is a must. Most of us think sleep as wastage of time, all the more when we are at the verge of an exam. I can't sleep so many hours. If you do not sleep so many hours, You will showcase it in some form or other, as you cannot concentrate. If you cannot concentrate, you cannot have a maximum output of whatever time you have put in. So sleep has to be in place. And sleep is a time that helps your mind, your body to rest. Your fear level comes down, your stress level, your anxiety, everything. Now, if you see, all battles are fought in the mind. Exactly. And they are won in the mind too. Okay. So you will have something or the other throughout to take your stress, or every time there will be something which will be there which causes the stress. So you cannot say that I will not write the exam today. It is exams, so you are thinking about good grades. Might be in college you will think about graduation, then tomorrow it is going to be job interview in which you would require a job. Once you get the job, it would be deadlines to meet, then you will be worried about the career you would want to make. So it is all, you know, in your mind, which you will have to overcome. Okay. So now stress has builders as well as busters. We all, not only in our when we are nearing the exams, but even before that, there is some, as I mentioned, some level of stress that we all undergo on a day to day life. Just imagine that you have an assignment, and you always think that I will never get this assignment on time. So you are, with your thought process, you are building up the stress. Whereas you could have thought, if I stay focused and make one step at a time, I will make steady progress. So you can think both ways, that I will never get this assignment on time, or I can make steady progress. The word is I can. Okay. So that is one kind of a builder and a buster comparison. Now, the second one is, today I wished my teacher, but she did not respond to my greeting. I am going to get a bad evaluation. Many of children think like that, especially all the more if you have written an exam. Rather than jumping to conclusion, you can, bust your stress by saying the teacher may have been in a bad mood already and did not notice me, or that's why, the greeting I gave did not register in her mind or his mind. That could be a better way of looking at it. So all battles are fought and won in the mind. Repeat it always. Okay. I made a mistake in a particular question 1, 2, 3, 10, whichever. The paper is ruined. I have disappointed everyone. It was just one question. That does not decide the whole paper. Rather than thinking like that, okay, the overall paper went off well. Though one question went wrong, the overall paper went well. So if you start thinking like that, you are able to fight it in your mind, and you are able to work through your exams. So now let me just give you a few tips how to work on this. Every student has a different concentration level. In fact, every child in the same family, also 2 children, 3 children, they all have a different concentration span. Identify your concentration span. Just because your friend, your cousin, your elder brother or sister sat and studied for 2-3 hours at one stretch, it is not necessary that you should also do. So identify your concentration span and study with breaks. That's very, very important. Okay. Now, which are your weak areas? That is also very, very important. If mathematics, a particular topic is a weak area, work on that topic. Now, how will you identify which is your weak area? Because you have studied everything well. Okay, there is a class test, there is a first pre-board, there is a second pre-board. So do a comparative study of your answer copies, answer sheets, and see, is there any frequent question that you're, one particular topic that you're making mistakes consistently. So that means somehow your concepts for that topic is not clear. Go back to that topic, work on that again. Choose a study place with minimum distraction. It is very, very important. If you sit in the middle where everyone is talking, there is distraction, and we all are human beings. Our mind tends to go to where that interesting conversation is happening within the family, or even a TV or FM radio is playing, any of this. So choose a place where there is minimum distraction. Next is repeat your learned work. You always say, I've already studied it. How many times should I study? So what happens? Your recall in the exam becomes easy. The more you repeat, the more easier the recall becomes. So it is important to repeat once, twice, thrice, n number of times that you could. It's not only about one subject, multiple subjects. Try to plan your revision time and make a timetable. Yes, so we are talking about revision here. Revision does not mean reading it all over again. It necessarily needn't mean like that. So might be you can write a table, days horizontally and time vertically. Make a time slot. So for example, I'm just making it 9 to 6. So if it is only 9 to 6, that means after 6 you are free to do what you wish to do. Okay, but if you are putting 9 to 11 is your first slot, and then take a 15 minutes break, then a second slot, second break ideally would be your lunch break, which could be 45 minutes to 60 minutes. Then third slot, third break. So it is going to be, there could be only 3 breaks, with the second break as lunch break, and 2 hours slot from 9 to 6 or 6:15. It could go up till then. So make a timetable. So when you make a timetable, always try and stick to your timetable. So 2 days you worked on it. Third day, you, for X, Y, Z reasons, you couldn't stick to your timetable. That should not be a reason why fourth day you do not follow your timetable. It's absolutely, now normal, natural for someone to have some reason in life that they couldn't stick to a timetable. But fourth day, please go back. Don't find that a reason not to go back. Whenever you finish one revision, give yourself a good treat. It could be, might be watching a latest movie that's already there on Amazon, Netflix, anything, a series. Give, because you've successfully completed your, you had stuck yourself with the, stayed with the timetable and you finished your work. So give yourself a treat. Next is eat brain food. Now, what are brain foods? Brain foods are those foods which give energy and keeps your brain alert. Energy every food gives, but keeping your brain alert is something that we are talking about. It could be fruits and vegetables. Now, what kind of fruits are we talking here about? More of citrus fruits. Those are more juicy fruits. And vegetables, yes, all colorful vegetables, especially think of a signal, traffic signal, red, green, and orange. So red vegetables, red as in tomatoes, green as in spinach, orange as in carrots, all those. And along with that, a lot of beetroots, fish, egg, nuts, all these are considered to be brain foods. Okay, fine. Now, one more thing is, do visit the exam center a day before your exam. Why? Because your school is not going to be your examination center. Your board examination centers are always a different campus, a different school. So it is always a great idea to go and visit the school to understand how much commuting time it takes in the prime hour, because that day it's going to be heavy rush to the school. So to understand, master all the essential information. If you have a sentry, a security guard in front of the gate, identify and find out, where will the seating arrangement would be displayed, which all rooms are allocated, so that they might not let you enter the hall or the campus. You can at least familiarize yourself with the place. Now that is regarding essential information about physically. Now essential information about your studies means some topics, some formulas, theorems are a must study for every exam. So that is again essential information for a student. Master that. Master means you need to be thorough with that. Okay. Now prioritize your workload when you're studying. Give your best concentration time to the toughest subject, though it may sound a little weird. Yes, because if you keep your toughest subject to the end of the day, that is, 4 to 6, last slot, you're already exhausted with all your time and studying, and you're taking the toughest subject, laziness is bound to set in to focus on that. Whereas if you put it as your 9 to 11 slot, your brain is fresh. Your brain is like a sponge. It will absorb all the water. Like that, it will absorb whatever you're saying. So the best concentration time to the toughest subject. Now, as the saying goes, cross the bridge when you come to it. So do not get anxious about, I have written the exam, or I'm preparing for the exam, how will my result be? Wait, you're just preparing, you haven't even written the exam. So don't be anxious about your results too very early. Fine. So now going ahead, what are the do's? Let's understand the do's and don'ts. Okay, always, if you are practicing a particular strategy or a technique, now if that doesn't work for you, it might be working for someone else, but if it doesn't work for you, develop an alternate coping strategy. Now, here we are talking about task oriented coping strategy. Task in hand is examination, study material. So, study material, task oriented coping strategy. So, a particular study pattern you are identifying, move towards it, a particular methodology. So it all depends from person to person how you would want to learn to be positive rather than cultivating negative thoughts, like building on stress. It is always good to bust on thinking in a positive way. Once you start thinking on in a positive way, you will learn to relax. Talk to your family, friends, teachers, or even counselors. We all are here to help you out. So speak it out, talk to people, stop worrying. Result is not the ultimate decisive factor. It is, though, if there might be parents sitting, they might say it is very easy for a counselor to say so. Yes, your results needs to be good enough to secure a seat in a next level. But there could be children who are working very, very hard, but for any which reason is not able to reach the expected result. For them, it is very important to choose a next option. So don't wait, okay, result aayega, tab dekha jayega. Please don't do that. Okay, don't wait for the nth minute and just land up in some course, some college. Please don't do that. Plan it up way ahead, so that what could be your alternate option, what could be your plan B, what pathway can you choose. You have varied kind of career choices with you. So from that, if your results, you anticipate for any which reason, I might not hit 95, I might not hit 80. For different students different, it's all right, because every child is different. But to keep another plan in place is very, very important. You should not be biased or influenced by what your friends are doing. I recently met a student. He said, everyone is preparing for law. I am also preparing for law. Though I don't see myself as a lawyer, but that's the trend my classroom is following. So I am following. So don't be biased. If you think you want to go and do fine arts, today I got a topper. I interacted with a topper of commerce. The parents, I'm very surprised. Topper means 100 on 100 on accounts. So that's what I'm talking, 98 in economics. So really top in the class. The parents are fine with the student going to fine arts college to study fine arts. So you needn't be influenced. What you think you can do best, please do that. Now you need to assess your priorities. You need to see what are your strengths, what are your challenges or difficulties that you're facing, and talk to your counselor, talk to your teacher, and work towards it. Now, if we speak about the don'ts, don't collect notes at the last minute. We have this habit, okay, I'll read everything so that I will be able to get new points and I'll be able to make a great essay. Please don't do that. Whatever you have in your hand, thoroughly study that. Sit for long hours As I mentioned, you everyone have their own concentration span. Identify your concentration span and sit for that many hours and take a break. Keep awake whole night. As I again in the beginning itself, I told about the importance of sleep. Citing another example, there was this one student, board exams, they will put a bucket full of water, dip their legs inside so that they don't sleep off while studying. You don't have to do that. Please sleep appropriately. Take the right time out, and don't distribute your 7.5 hours of sleep. Okay, 12 afternoon I slept for some time, in between I slept for some time, then late night 1 o'clock, after which I'll sleep. No. So the sleep has to be uninterrupted sleep. Uninterrupted sleep means your REM, rapid eye movement sleep, needs to come in place, so that whatever has gone into your mind, the brain needs time to stack them up properly. So sleep is very, very necessary. Now, when you are awake, you tend to drink coffee or tea to keep you alert. So excessive use of coffee and tea is also not a great practice. There are students who give up studying totally. I am under a lot of stress. I can't take it anymore. No, I am not studying. I'm just not writing pre-boards. There are students, believe me, there are students. Parents, please do not give your children those, let it be any kind of medicines which say that it will boost the memory of your child. Please do not get into all that. Fruits, vegetables, all these brain foods would be more than enough for your children to be active and alert. Compare yourself with others, not even with your sibling, not even with your sibling. You are must a masterpiece. Believe in that. Okay. So don't compare yourself with anyone else. Now, imagination. Yes, our imagination is really, really wild. We can imagine and visualize beautiful things. We can also imagine and visualize worst situations, worst outcomes, which can demean ourselves. So magnifying our failure, imagining a worse situation, and which affects our self esteem, please do not do that. Great. So now I would actually would want to give you quick tips on improving your concentration. Deep breathing works wonders. Deep breathing means if you are taking 4 seconds to breathe in, practice 4 seconds to breathe out. Once you have practiced that technique, 4 seconds breathe in, 8 seconds breathe out. In which, once you breathe in, you are holding your breath for 4 seconds also, but breathing out is 8 seconds. So this would give lot of oxygen supply to your cells, and that will improve your concentration, power. Next is power naps. Power nap is nothing more than 30 minutes. That would, in the afternoon, might be afternoon, 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 1 to 3 is the time which is best for power naps, but only 30 minutes. So that's why it is called power naps. Now, brain gym exercises, you can Google and find out a lot of them, but I would definitely want to show you 2 3 of them. Whichever brain gym exercise you are doing, always think that there are two things you need to think of. One is closing your eyes, second is focusing on your breath. So if just keep your hands, if you're listening, if you're sitting there, you can do it there itself. Keep your fingers together. Now close your eyes, both the hands together with fingers, touching each other. Close your eyes and tapping a pair at a time. While doing this, focus on your breath. That is one way. And second is, we all do like this. Stretch your hand, cross it over, clasp your fist, take it across, close your eyes, focus on your breath. Hold it like that. Okay. Close your eyes, make a giant eight covering complete body of yours. First with your right hand, then with your left hand. So it has to be really giant. And keep doing it. Focus on your breath. So these are brain exercises which helps you concentrate on what you are doing. Okay. Practice this. So after 6 in the evening, when you're not studying, you can do all these kind of activities. Know when you study best. Some children study best early in the morning. They get up at the Brahma Muhurta, 3:30, 4 o'clock, and would want to study. Someone would want late in the evening to study. Okay. So identify which is the time best suited for you and study at that during that time. Change the topics. You are studying physics for 2 hours. In the next time slot, please do not study physics after the 15-minute break. Study biology, study chemistry. Now, when you are making a timetable, I also would want to tell you, while putting your subjects in the boxes or in your timetable, put your topic also, which is the topic you are going to study, or which are the 2 or 3 topics you will be studying during that time slot. Now, time management is very, very important when you are in your study holidays, preparatory holidays. Always make a practice of writing exam old question papers while managing your time well. Put a timer in place and then write your exams morning 9 to 12, whenever is your board exam timing. Practice question papers only during that time, because make your mind practice that this to this time you need to be alert, you need to write exam. Please do not munch or eat anything, otherwise in the examination hall your tummy will keep asking, give me food, give me food. So do not eat during that time. Drink lot of water. Anything, concentration, studies, everything, hydrating yourself is very, very important. So are physical exercises. I'm studying, I'm studying, I'm studying. I do not have time for anything else. No, you need to take that. That's why I told, if it is only 9 to 6:15 and rest of your time is completely for you. Indulge yourself and rejuvenate. Whatever you're doing, do it to the fullest. Even if it is eating, eat healthy, celebrate your eating. Even if you're swimming, you're jogging, you're singing, anything, you're playing an instrument. Okay? It should be rejuvenating, energizing you. Draw while you listen to music. So it gives, one thing is division of attention and then concentration. So there are two things that will happen with drawing with along with music. Fine, just to go ahead with um, now on the day of examination, what are the set of things that you should keep in your mind? Definitely, before going, we need to have our meals proper. So adequate breakfast, but light breakfast. अच्छे से पराठा बना के खा के जाएंगे, it will make you lethargic. Light breakfast, but adequate breakfast. Check your stationaries and your hall ticket, whether you have everything in place. Okay, it is not that as last day I wrote my exam, my bag is intact, so next day I'm taking and going the same bag. Please check your hall ticket and other stationaries required. Never take any barred item. No to barred items. It could be smartwatches, it could be copies, it could be anything. So whatever your hall ticket says not to get into the examination hall, please keep them away. Leave for the center well in advance. As I said, the traffic towards that place would be really heavy, so keep time, cushion time, and then leave home. Always believe I can do it. Okay, remain calm and believe that you can do it. All battles are fought in the mind. Avoid last minute revision. It's very, very important. You should not, when I say last minute revision, papa is or mama is taking you, your parent is taking you to the examination hall, you are sitting inside the car or the scooter or even the bus or whatever your way of commute and reading. Please do not do that. Rather, close your book, keep it inside, let the book be there in your bag. But while watching outside, try and recall what all you studied. Okay. So I always say, if you have heavy rains and you collect muddy water in a glass of transparent glass, you will see if you keep shaking it, it will always remain muddy. But if you let it rest, you will see the mud sediments and the clear water comes up. Your mind is also just like that. Let whatever you have studied sediment, so that You get clarity of what you have studied and you're able to recall and write it very, very properly. Enter the hall 10 minutes before the bell. None of us would want to do that. Your teacher will come inside, it's bell, come inside. Please don't wait for that. Go sit, make yourself comfort inside the hall, in the seat. Keep your things proper. Look here and there, who is sitting, smile at others. You will feel relaxed. Just go ahead with, we have few more things. Once you are inside the hall, now that you're already inside, your teacher came in, yes, if you believe in that superpower, a 30 seconds prayer would be good. Now once you get the question paper in your hand, read the instructions and the question paper thoroughly. Plan the answer carefully. If the question is for 2 marks, please do not write 2 pages. Okay, so that is planning the answer carefully. Clarify your doubts with the invigilator. If you have any doubts, clarify it with the invigilator. Start with what you know best. Okay, don't always keep that I have to write first question, second question, third question till the 18th or 20th, how many ever questions. It could be whatever you know best. Start with that. Do not spend lot of time thinking, and recalling answer. That means your time management becomes poor. So what time you have to give on some other question, you are more or less wasting on recalling it for more than the stipulated time. Do not consult others and always write legibly. So these are few things that you should be ideally keeping in your mind. Now, what, roses to success. We all like roses. Most of us do. We all like success. Now, what are the roses to success? Revise and recap. The more number of time you revise, it is easy for you to recap in your examination hall or recall in your examination hall. Organize your time as well as the load, that is the workload, as well as your time. Make a timetable and organize them. Sleep and rest, sufficient sleep. I'm underlining it over and over again, reiterating. Sleep is very, very essential. Don't think it as a wastage of time. Exercise and eat. Eat appropriate food, exercise adequately. So exercise and eating is also very important. And speak your heart out. These, if you put all this in place, then you have all the roses to success. You have the bouquet ready for you. So on this note, we have this wonderful anthem. Please listen. I'm sure it will be pasted on the chat down. Listen to it. It will actually energize you and you will feel much, much better. Thank you so much. I hope it's benefited all of you.
Thank
Thanks,
you
John.
very much,
Thanks.
Peter. Thank you
My
very much for a lot of that information. It was very, very useful. Nitin, in the meanwhile, I would request you to paste that link that ma'am has shared on the exam anthem on the chat itself. And if there are any questions, you can let me know as well. Otherwise, we shall close the session for today. Meanwhile, just like to remind you that this session happens on the 20th of every month. This was 20th of February. 20th of March, we will have updates on between February 20th and March 20th, whatever applications have opened up newly. And we will focus on the areas that are still open for applications, especially certain private colleges, certain other areas where some new update has come in. We definitely will let you know on that on the 20th of March itself. And of course, if you notice here, till the 20th of September is when we plan to do these sessions every month at the same time at about 6 p.m. You will have these updates on the iDream Career channel itself. So if you do have any queries, you can let us know. Or if you do feel that you want to go for a counseling session as well, you can directly go to the iDream Career website, and definitely one of our team members would reach out to you and offer whatever assistance you require. So having said that, Nitin, if you could confirm if there are any more queries, or we can probably close the session for now.
There are no queries as of now, John.
Great. So then I think we can close the session for today. And thank you everyone for joining in, and have a nice weekend. Thank you, Preetha ma'am. Thank you, Nitin, for all your help.